Okay, so let's do like a quick like just intro video, like that I can cut for the beginning.
Okay, cool.
I'm just gonna say like more or less what I said at the beginning, minus the fact that I didn't know what I was talking about.
So great.
Hey, what's up guys? Cam here, and today I'm coming at you from Vancouver, BC. Like I said in the last video, I want to start introducing you guys to some of my friends. It's actually really cool. I met Josh back in January. We were at an event in California, and this year we've been in 4 different countries together. He was in Bali, he was in Thailand, we hung out in the States, and now he's here in Canada. Josh and I were hanging out this week and we decided to shoot a video, and we're going to talk about building momentum today. So I guess his story starts where he was working a corporate job and he realized that he wasn't really happy, so he decided to quit and start learning how to play poker professionally. And during that time he realized he was kind of isolated. What would you say?
Just basically wasn't feeling really fulfilled in my relationships. I was by myself a lot, spending a lot of time alone.
So what happened was he started to explore, what would the next step or next stage in his life look like. We were just talking earlier and he mentioned that, he decided to stop playing poker and really start focusing on his social skills and other things.
Yeah, you have a lot of free time on your hands. It's easy to say, like, I'm going to have a lot of time to work on these things, but what was happening for me when I was playing poker was that I was focusing on my time on playing poker and using that as an excuse to not work on my social skills. So when I made it a point that I was going to go out and I was going to kind of push my edges, I was going to get uncomfortable, I was going to basically sit in the middle seat, that's when I realized, like, that's where all the growth lies. And even when we connected, like, that only happened because I reached out to you and I was like, yo, your video's awesome, let's talk. And then we were hanging out like a couple months later. True testament to what it means to just like slowly and diligently and patiently and playfully just like play to your edge.
Right, so Josh and I were talking about some different ways that he started to build momentum, right? Because when you're in a position where you're looking to make a shift or you're looking to make a change, momentum is one of those things that can kind of seem like you're not really sure how to do it. And even though you want to do these things, because your momentum is low, it can be hard to start taking action. But taking action is where the difference actually happens, right? So Josh and I were talking, and he had a couple insights into how you can start building more momentum, start pushing your comfort zone. And I wanted to bring him on and have him share that today.
So momentum is something that I think we fluctuate in and out of. And I was just telling Cam, because he asked me, like, when's the last time you felt like you were out of momentum? And I was like, probably like last week at some point. And I think one of the biggest traps that we can fall into, especially when we are maybe feeling a little isolated or we're in situations where we're not really connecting with a lot of people, is the world becomes really small and it feels like it's just about us. And instead of being like other focused, we become self-focused. And when we become self-focused, then we're feeling anxious and we're feeling all these things, we make it to mean something about ourselves instead of just the experience and the things that are happening. So what other focus to me really means, and what's helped me a lot, is to see how I can get involved in other people's world. So like ask people questions. I love asking questions to other people because it takes the pressure off me and I just get curious. So like my trick is like, what am I curious about? And so if I'm sitting here with Cam, I might be curious about like Cam's childhood and I might ask him, I might be like, Cam, what was your childhood like? The key with this is asking questions that you're curious about, that you're actually curious about. But a trick and something that's helped me a lot is just having these back pocket questions. Having a couple questions like we spoke about before that you can kind of have in your back pocket so that you can share with others like this thing that happens that really creates this like positive momentum that starts to allow you to kind of move in the right direction.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen that myself, like especially in social interactions, when you're able to kind of focus on more positive topics, you can really just start having more engaging conversations that are moving in just a more inspiring direction, and that's really how you end up making new friends. So you were also mentioning about creating a list and using a list as a means of really kind of being able to like bring more fun into your week, into your day.
Yeah, being playful in life, right? Like life is a game, right? Just like an actual video game. What if you treated life as such? And I know Cam's talked about this before, right? As treating life as a game. And so like what's fun for you, right? What might be fun for you? Maybe you don't know. And so the idea here is just make a list, take out a piece of loose leaf, 1 to 25. Just write things down, no matter how silly they might be. Simple is is always better. Just things that you have an inclination that might be fun for you, because when you come from this fun and playful place, it's a lot easier to get to where you're going. So I think the trap that we can fall into is thinking like, oh, I'll become social when this happens. But instead it's like, no, like you can be social now by creating this ecosystem, your lifestyle around these like fun activities. So what I would do is I'd make this list, 1 to 20, 1 to 25, and just choose one thing on there. One thing, maybe two if it feels right for you, and challenge yourself in the next 7 days. Like what would be just fun, playful, something I can do maybe first thing in the morning to get the momentum flowing, or maybe something I do to break up my day in between, to get out of the house, to get social, and just to kind of be in that state that's fun, that makes life just like way more enjoyable.
Yeah, and I know when I quit playing games, a big thing I had to focus on was learning how to have fun again. And doing things like this, having new experiences, was definitely part of it. So if you're watching this, I want you to share in the comments what's one thing you're going to do in the next week that's going to help you start having more fun outside of video games, right? Because this is really about creating a new life beyond video games, and learning how to have fun again is a huge piece of that. So yeah, I definitely love that advice. And Josh has his own channel now, so I'll link that below. Definitely check that out. And yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.